It's starting to hot up in Miami, and so is Jannik Sinner's game as he goes through in straight sets, yet again setting more records. And there is a new kid in town. It's Landaluce. He is destroying seeds on his way through to the quarterfinal. And on the women's side, it's Muchova. She's won a Masters, and now she's looking for another.
That's right, Ben. Very dramatic intro. I like it, especially for the main man, Martin Landaluce, my man to watch at the start of the year. Someone outside the top 100. He's still outside the top 100, but he's very close to breaking that landmark currently. I think he's at 105, a new career high. If he wins one more match, he'll fly even more. I think he's gone up 46 places with this victory. And what a victory it was. I got the pleasure of watching the second set, and I was convinced he was going out. He saved a match point. Korda was all over him. Korda just beaten, of course, in the round before Carlos Alcaraz, of all people, and looked pretty comfortable in that match, in the sense that he was playing some of the better tennis, some of the Seb Korda we've seen over the years in spells. He looked a bit flat towards the end of this one against Landaluce, but I don't want to take anything away from the young Spaniard, from the Rafael Nadal Academy. He was looking good, and of course, this is just fantastic for me because I need him to fly through the rankings. That's exactly what he's going to do with this Masters win. And with every round, there's so many points on offer. He's not going to be playing Fritz because Lehechka beat him. I'm not sure if that's easier or not, but I mean, you've got to be looking at this, Ben, thinking you've got no chance on catching me.
It's one of those, isn't it?
What's happened to Toby?
Toby Samuel, my guy who was 260 in the world at the start of the year. He's up to 160. So he is progressing, but he's not in any sort of ATP events. He's only playing challengers. He's won back-to-back challengers. Hopefully we get to see him playing in an ATP event. Hoping Wimbledon might be a breakout tournament for him this year. But you can't deny what Landaluce is doing this week. And I thought, oh my word, could he beat Darderi? Yes, he could. Could he beat Khachanov? Yes, he could in straight sets. And then, just when you thought, oh, maybe Seb Korda's entering the conversation. Maybe he could be the one who joins Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz. No, Landaluce beats him as well. Comes back, saves a match point. And it was just an incredible performance. And he just looked so confident. I think Seb Korda looked annoyed at the end, just that he had actually lost it. And the fact he had that match point, I think he was looking like a little bit weary towards the end of the match as well. What was he just tired?
I think it was physical problems. I think physical problems again with him. We've seen it time and time again.
Injuries.
Hopefully Musetti doesn't go down this same route of a career where so much promise, but physically struggles so much. And I think Seb Korda, his injuries have taken a real toll on his sustainability in events, because he can win a one-off match here and there. He can't win a tournament. He can't win the big stuff. Not to say he won't, for the record. I know people always jump on every word I say, but he's not looking like he's that guy. But enough of him. Landaluce becomes the first player born in 2006 to reach a Masters 1000 quarterfinal. Watching him, he's got a very similar frame to a Jannik Sinner. If he can go and get anywhere close to Jannik Sinner, then it's great. I mean, the serve motion's similar. The way he walks from in every changeover to back to the service line. There's a lot of characteristics watching him. If you was to squint your eyes, you could think this is Jannik Sinner. Maybe I'm just trying to get carried away and get too hyped on him. But of course, every step of the way, Darderi, Khachanov, and now this one, as much as I've been bigging him up, I didn't actually believe he was winning any of them. So I've been pleasantly surprised along the way. I don't think he can beat Lehechka. So based off that, it's a win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
He could just go and win because I've really not given him much of a chance. Not to say I don't think he's good, because clearly I did, because that's why I picked him at the start of the year. But yeah, he's this is surprising. I think not just me, but I'm sure it's surprising you as well.
Yeah.
The fact that he's doing this in March already, and having such a good tournament. Like I said, the first player in 2000, born in 2006 to reach a Masters quarterfinal.
Yeah, I never saw it coming, especially the way he started the year. I just thought he was on a bit of a downward trajectory, but based on even off last year, I thought that he was probably better last year than what he started this year. And then he suddenly sprung into life. It seems Miami is just a place where you can get some young players who suddenly have breakout like tournaments. We've had Eala last year having a big breakout tournament. We know that Sarundalo, he sort of had a breakout tournament at Miami as well. This is a tournament where I think some of the big players sometimes slip up, and there's an opportunity. If you're feeling I think it's the Miami vibes. Like if you're there, you're a youngster, you're in Miami, you've probably got some good feelings when you're around that sort of nice hot weather. And if you can handle the heat, which clearly he can, and he's got a lot of confidence. That's the one thing I'd say about Landaluce from watching him in the challenges and watching him over the past year or so. Even when he's losing, he's always got this sort of not bravado, but he has like an air of something. Like it's like not an ego, but there's something in there that he just believes that he's going to make it at some point. That's how I feel when I watch him on a tennis court, and he hasn't been proving it, but now he looks like the real deal all of a sudden. And maybe it just took like one tournament to click. Hopefully, he can continue it for your sake.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see him going on and winning the whole tournament. But I think even if he ends the tournament here, he's had a fantastic one and he'll be really pleased.
Yeah,
Someone who is going on to win it, or trying to, is Jannik Sinner. And
yeah.
he is the outright favourite now. No Medvedev, he's gone out. No Carlos Alcaraz, shock exit to Seb Korda. Sinner is the one to beat, and he's kept this ridiculous record going of consecutive sets in Masters
Yeah.
matches.
What is it now? 28, is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the stat. Is it? This is
No,
Jannik
this is a
Sinner
different
becomes
one.
the fifth man to reach 20 Masters quarterfinals in less than 40 main draw appearances. When the commentator was speaking during the match, he was saying how he's won all these consecutive sets in
Yep.
Masters matches. I don't have the exact number on the
I
top of my head, but
believe it's 28. I will get the exact number up, though. Just bear with me.
yeah, I think it's 18, but maybe
There
you're
you go.
right.
Yeah, 28 consecutive sets at Masters 1000 events. There you
Yeah,
go.
and that was at risk of being broken because he was 5-2 down against
Yep.
Mickelson. Mickelson was ridiculously good. Even the first set, he lost that 7-5. I think the first three service games, he didn't drop a single point on his serve. He didn't really put a foot wrong. Played outstanding tennis. Sinner took a little bit to get going. When he did get going, he killed him off in that first set. You'd expect him the second set to run away with it. Mickelson had different ideas. Went up 5-2. And just, yeah, I mean, he was really good. Like, I was super impressed. He's a 21-year-old player, very American in the
Mhm.
way his mannerisms are. You could guess exactly where he's from just by the way he struts around the court. And no offense to American viewers, I do like America and I've got some good American friends. But he definitely gives off this real confidence in the way he plays. And I thought he was exceptional. I think if he continues like this, he has real chances of finishing this year as one of the top Americans on tour and inside the top 10. That's how good I thought he was. Of course, he needs to rein it in some of the big moments. There were some times he went long when I think the pressure got to him. But this is out of I think he's played Sinner now 3 times. The other two, one in Cincinnati, one in the US Open. It was very straightforward, convincing victories for Jannik Sinner. And he's changed that. He's closed the gap for sure. And yeah, I think he'll be really pleased with the way he's played because he's another one of them young players who can force the conversation. And the other one is Arthur Fees, who's also 21, who, if you're looking at the rankings now, there's not much between them in the rankings. I think 5 places, four places or so. And both of them have had a fantastic tournament. Arthur Fee's still in the tournament.
Yeah, and before we speak about what he did just earlier on today, which was taking out Vashero, who has continued, as you said he would, to be a mainstayer in the tour and actually competing with the top players. He's not only competing, he's going deeper in tournaments, like big tournaments now. So well done to Vashero. It's more the match before that I want to focus on for Arthur Fees. Stefanos Tsitsipas got an absolute walloping from Arthur Fees. 6-love, 6-1. I don't think I've ever, despite how Tsitsipas, we don't really see him being really a top contender anymore. No one really does this to him. Like a breadstick and a bagel. You don't see him getting embarrassed on a court like this. And I think there was a few stats coming out there. You see, first time losing a set 6-love in 4 years. So
probably
rare.
Djokovic.
Yeah, I think he had one at Rome, if I'm right in remembering.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of those. I think Arthur Fees, that just goes to show how well he's playing. And that goes to show also how well Vashero is playing. If you're coming in to play a Fees in hot form and you took him that close, yeah, I'm blown away by how Vashero is still playing. And the fact he beat Berrettini comfortably in this tournament as well. Another signal of intent. But Arthur Fees through, exciting. I would have him. Obviously, he's a bit older than Mickelson, a bit more experience. I would see him maybe going deeper in tournaments, but
who's older? Fees.
I think isn't he a slightly older?
No, same age.
I was exactly the same age. Oh wow,
they're both super young.
Oh well, then it's a brilliant rivalry. Then I would love to see them play.
They're 2 months apart.
Crazy. Yeah, with Arthur Fees, I thought he was maybe a year or two older, but yeah, that's wild. Arthur Fees, I love the fact that it wasn't a fluke when he came back from injury and then got to that final. He's now continued it, and he's looking dangerous as ever, hard hitting as ever. And don't forget, the next Grand Slam that's coming up, that one is in France. So
yeah,
keep an eye out for him.
He could do really well. I think he's better now than what he was pre-injury.
I agree.
And it's not easy to do that. So many players after an injury, they come back and they're not quite the same, and it will take some time to get up to speed. I mean, Jack Draper, I don't think he's necessarily the same as before the injury. So let's give him some time. But it's standard. It does happen. Arthur Fees, I think, has been incredible since he's come back. And with Roland Garros on the horizon, I think he is a dark horse to go really far. You know what the crowd are like in France. They do get behind you. I remember watching him, was it last year or the year before? Probably last year because he's so young, at Roland Garros, and it was electric. So we'll see how he gets on. In this tournament, who's he got next?
Right, yeah. Let me just bring up the draw and then we can have a quick look through. So we know it's Landaluce versus Lehechka.
Tommy Paul.
There you go. And Echeverry got an absolute wallop in from Tommy Paul as well. Tommy Paul seems to be growing. Yeah, that was a
good match. I saw a bit of that as well.
He's getting better as the tournament goes on. Someone we got to give a shout out to as well, Collignon. Despite going out to Paul, I think he actually had a really good tournament. Beat Dimitrov, beat Kaboli, 3 sets with Tommy Paul. I think he's another player who's starting to assert himself on the main stage as well. Really good player from Belgium. But yeah,
he's not. He's good, but he's nothing special. It's different level here, Ben. I mean, Paul beat him, and I don't look at Paul as someone who's going to go on and win slams or even win Masters events now. Could do, but I still think there's too many players who can beat him. I think even Arthur Fees does, and that's my prediction. I think that one is tight. But I would favour Fees marginally, and I think the bookmakers agree with that.
I think that's wise. He's looked more convincing, I would say, in his recent tournaments. Paul just putting it together in America, it would seem. If we go down here, obviously we've got Humbert and Cerundolo. They're on at the moment as we're speaking. They're 3-3 in the first set. It looks super tight, that match. And the winner plays Zverev or Alice. I'm hoping that is going to be a Cerundolo versus Zverev, to be honest. And then we know what happens a lot of the time when those two meet. And we've got TFO, went through against Atman, tough match, but managed to somehow dig it out in that third and final set. And he faces Jannik Sinner. That's your prize, not much of a prize. I think everybody's probably going to be predicting Jannik Sinner to win that one.
Yeah, definitely for me. Moving over to the women's, we've got Coco Gauff in a third set right now with Belinda Bencic. She's having an alright tournament, but I think maybe my standout so far has been Muchova, defeating Mboko today.
Again.
She tried a drop shot, which is ridiculously stupid. I think Mboko on match point in that tiebreak. She got the tiebreak all the way back. I think she was down maybe, was it 3-love or 4-love? She was losing the tiebreak easily. Got it back on serve and then went for a stupid drop shot, I feel, when she was doing really well in the point as well. And it's just like, I knew that she was gonna lose it. I think if she didn't do that and just played the hard strokes, baseline exchanges in that moment, it probably would have gone to 3, and then it could have been, of course, a different match.
Very close match.
Tennis. It's fine margins.
Yeah, super close, this one. I think closer than their last match. They obviously met each other in the final in Doha, and Muchova, she came out with a more convincing, it was slightly more convincing. There was no tiebreak, 6-4, 7-5. So Mboko closing the distance a little bit. Goes to show how good she is, though, that Muchova, you saw what she did to Eala. Was it a bagel and 6-2? So levels to the game. Muchova seems to just have the taste for it now. She's tasted that glory already earlier this year. And this is the Muchova that I've been putting inside my top 10 for the last few years, who's been injured a lot of the time. And she's even made it in there after playing half a year's tennis. That's how good she is. She can get into the top 10 without even playing a full year. So you see what she's like at the start of this year. She looks so good. She's good at Roland Garros as well. That's the next slam coming up. I wouldn't be surprised if she's up there with one of the favourites for Roland Garros this year.
Well, more so because Iga looks a shadow of herself right now.
Wow.
Another early exit for her. In the press, she's apologising about her performances. She's then sacked her coach, Vim Vicetti.
Yeah.
She said, sometimes life and sport bring moments like this. Miami was challenging for me. I feel disappointed, bitterness and responsibility for my performance on the court, of course. I've also learned a lot of important lessons, and I think that's very human. She then went on to speak about the whole relationship with the coach, and she said, I'm taking a moment to take care of myself, process this experience and prepare for a new chapter, simply step by step, because as often as I say, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Thank you for the support. See you soon. We know she does very, very well at Roland Garros. She loves the clay courts. She used to be pretty good at this tournament and Indian Wells as well. But yeah, just not quite the same eager as we're used to, which has opened it up and made it interesting, because I think someone who's filled that void quite nicely is Rybakina, playing the best tennis of her career. We know she's a Grand Slam champion, and I think she is the real big rival to Sabalenka. You can make cases for Mboko or Amira Andreeva, Anisimova, Muchova, and these other ladies on tour, but I feel like we have a bit of a big two.
Two-horse
Coco
race.
trying to get into that, but she's very hit and miss, Coco. And even the matches Coco's been winning, I think she's dropped a set in all of them.
She's
dropped a set against Cocciaretto, just dropped a set now to Bencic. She's not getting anything over the line quickly and easily.
Struggling her way through these ones, but getting them done in the third, using a lot of heart, a lot of running around the court. Watching her right now, she's doing the exact same thing, being pushed around the court and just having to play defensive tennis to stay in the third set. That's what Coco, if that's what it takes right now, but we need to see more, because Rybakina and Saber are just on another level right now. They're pulverizing all of their opponents. That last match shouldn't be overlooked, really, because everybody will just look at that and go, oh, Rybakina versus Gibson. Oh, that's a nice, easy win. Should be known that Talia Gibson has actually been playing some fantastic tennis and been beating some great players. She knocked out in this tournament Rakhimova, fair enough. Balek, pretty good. Osaka, really good. And Ivanovic, all in straight sets coming into this match. And then Rybakina, what's she do? 2-2. There you go. Done. See you later. And that's just levels to the game. It's like the Sinner and Alcaraz has now become the Sabalenka Rybakina. and Sabalenka's doing the exact same thing as well. Just straight sets wins and just looking clean as you like. It's going to be tough to separate those two. Iga, she needs to find something else because they both got big serves. She used to have the step in the court and firing away the winners. Now she looks impatient on the court. Like she doesn't want to play a rally. She just wants to go for a shot, and it's not working at all. She needs to go back to the drawing board, come up with some new tactics, and work out how she can structure a rally so that she can start firing winners again.
Yeah, and I don't think we got the opportunity to give our predictions for this tournament. But
No.
mine would have actually been identical to what I said at Indian Wells. So you can watch that video, I guess. That is Rebecca. I'm still sticking with it. I think she'll beat Sabalenka, but who knows? We got that final last time round.
Well, it was a match point. It was a match point Rebecca in it as well. So it's that close between the two of them.
I thought she had it. And I am sticking with Rebecca now.
I would not be surprised. Like Rebecca is playing so well. It's going to be. I'm just going to bring up the draw just so that we can both see where they sit in the draw and who is next for them. Obviously, Sabalenka just took out Kim Win-jung straight sets. Not an easy match when she was actually back playing well. She just beat Madison Keys. She's got Hailey Baptiste next. That's a bit of the surprise package of the tournament. Hailey Baptiste. Yeah, she's been beating Svitolina. That's probably the biggest win on her resume in this tournament. I thought fantastic performance. She just beat Ostapenko straight sets as well. Sabalenka's just different, and we could just see the same thing we just saw with Gibson. So. I think so. You get all that way, and then you just see a 2 and a 2 again. Rebecca Pegula next. Probably still Rebecca again, though, I think.
Yeah, I'm sticking with what I've got for sure. Who used your prediction to win it?
It's got to be between them two. I'm sorry that to everyone who's watching, it must be becoming boring. On the men's, we're picking Sinner and Alcaraz. On the women's, we're picking Saber or Rebecca. I think it probably will be, though. I'll stick with who I had in the last tournament then. I'll go Sabalenka again, and then you can have Rebecca again. One of us surely will win.
Sinner this tournament.
Did you?
It doesn't hold much value now because Alcaraz has gone out and a lot of other players.
A bit huge favourite now, sure.
Now he is the big favourite, but I would expect him to win it from here. But let us know, guys, what you think, and hopefully you're enjoying this Masters event, the last of the Sunshine Double. I think it's been really good so far. So hopefully we get to see some more good matches, some nice matchups, and interested to see who comes out on top.
How far will Landaluce go? Let us know in the comments section below. Will he go one more step? Will he get to the final? We'd love. I think
you're all screwed, by the way, Ben. So Landaluce hopefully has done enough already. Your man's not getting this tournament, so I'm all right.
We're still early doors. You never know what can happen.
Flag yet or not?
We still could have Jack Draper making a tear into the top 10 anytime. No white flags over here. Toby Samuel, maybe if he can win another 23 challenges this year, he'll get close to your guy. But that's it. We'll wrap it up there. Leave a comment. Tell us your thoughts on Miami so far, and give us a like and subscribe in the process.